Welcome to another Samba stream. It's kind of funny that Todd just said on Discord that I'm live. Get on there. So tonight's going to be a shorter video because it's all seats and there's not a whole lot to do. Shorter video, shorter stream. I expect at most it'll be an hour, which is actually a pretty good time for the timeline for the stream. And I want to say welcome to all of you who are out there, all based according to StreamYards. One. That might be the one that I've got going, but you know, what the heck. So let me switch cameras. Interesting. Let me try this again.
Where is everybody, Buck?
I don't know. And I'm hitting the key next to the one. There we go. I don't know, Todd. I think you came back and they went, we don't have to watch anymore.
They pulled an Eric and they ran away.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know that one is either you or Gilly, and Gilly went out for a smoke. So it's just you and me, buddy.
That's fine. You know, they'll miss seats. Lots of seats. And what's funny, actually, let me take a look at something here. Because I'm doing seats on the little one as well. And let me turn this light on. I think it's a pretty close match. This is the seat from the Ravel. This is the one from last week from the DeAgostini.
Now, did you paint that seat? The Ravel one? Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it to focus. That's brush painted.
Look at you go.
I mean, it takes about 3 coats, and by the time you're done with each seat, you're almost dry brushing. And there's Eric. Howdy. Welcome. There's the rest of it. Still need to paint up underneath here. And this is not glued down yet. But I do love the way the floor came out. And next week, you'll actually see that floor is perfect.
Eric's actually awake.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Eric's an old man. He should be sleeping by now.
Oh, he'll fall asleep. Your soothing voice will lull him off.
My soothing voice?
Mm-hmm.
So let me get the screw box out, put it somewhere where it's out of the way. Oh, and Todd, like I was talking about the brush painting on the seats. I do love the Ravel paints. That's what I've been using on them. So we're going to be working on issues 13 to 17 tonight. Like I said, it's just all seats. And actually, it's kind of funny. I looked ahead to next week, and the last 2 issues in next week, one of them is, look at this, isn't it really cool? And the next one is, put this and this part on, you're done. Tonight, yeah, you can leave a message, whoever you were. At least it was an Illinois phone call and not a California phone call. Usually I get California phone calls, so since that was Illinois, they probably will leave a message, and it's probably something important, and you know how it goes. So let's see, these are BP03s as opposed to BD03s, because BP means it's going into plastic. the BDs go into metal.
For die cast.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you missed it, Todd. The bus, both decks are together. I have not. I haven't yet screwed down the roof on the upper deck. I've got to do some work on that this week, like probably take the walls off so I can get all the grab pulls correct. Once that's in there, once that's done, the bus has made quite a bit of progress at that point.
Excellent. Yeah, I haven't had a chance. I was going to watch back the stream that I missed, but you guys didn't run on Sunday, right?
No, we didn't. None of us really, to be honest, none of us really felt like it.
No. It happens sometimes.
Uh-huh. Let's see, let me just, yeah, so like I did last week where it said to line these up and push them together, that's what it's telling me to do right now. Just push these together. They're already together. And then it says to take the bottom here. I'm just looking. Okay, these little tabs here that stick out are going to go down. And it has, there are posts in here with screw holes in the lugs. So this will just go on here like that. Nice pop. When it pops down, I know it's in. Go ahead and move the trunk lid. Actually, not the trunk lid, that would be the bonnet. And then take 4 BP03s.
Is it still a bonnet if it's in the back?
Yep.
Is it just bonnet is over an engine? Is that how we're gonna?
As far as I know, yes.
That's how we're gonna
If
determine
Gordon
it.
was here, he could tell us. But I think the bonnet is always over the engine.
Gilly says he's back and you have to start all over.
I already did once. I forgot to start the broadcast.
It was fun watching the intro run when it wasn't live.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, Todd, before you show up, I usually will run the intro just to make sure everything's going right. And I actually shortened the Routemaster intro as well. Matter of fact, this intro is longer than the Routemaster is now. But it's still the old one. Just, I sped up the pictures and fade to black.
Hi, Gilly.
How's it going, Gilly?
Thank you. It is nice to not have a delay. There was a short delay when I was doing this from Hawaii.
Ah. And Eric managed to send me some snow, but it's all melting. It's all melting already. He tries, but it's not working for him. Just looking, make sure. Okay, and then you got 2 openings there with posts in them. You got the metal piece here on the back of the seat. You got a couple of screw holes for it to line up. And there are actually tabs on here that match up with slots on the seat itself. So it's going to pop on here like that. And this will be held down by 2 more of the BP03 screws. And I make sure to name the screws because Ian did say at one point he hates when people sit there and go over each screw when they're building.
Yeah, but everybody's a little different. Some people like that. They want to know exactly which screw you're using, and some people follow the videos.
Well, yeah, and well, I'm trying to irritate Ian.
Ian has no patience. Don't worry about Ian.
I know he doesn't. I'll show you something real quick here. Already fixed it on this side. You can see where the metal piece is catching the plastic, or I think it's a rubber instead. So I pulled that out so that it will not create creases further on down the line.
Remember the Ecto one had something like that too, because it had the rubber seats and you had to put inserts and foam and all sorts of stuff and cram all it in there.
Yep, I do remember that. And speaking of which, thought about it, and then it was a squirrel moment, and I forgot about the on-fan home. The DeLorean is available for pre-purchase now.
Yes.
And you should be able to
all the way from issue 1. Any issue, including 1. It's a full pre-order. Yep.
It's a full pre-order, or you can also start it from where you left off when Eagle Moss went away.
Yep.
Which is very cool, but my DeLorean is done. I want my Ecto 1 parts.
I wonder, later in the process with Eagle Moss, Ecto 1's issue 107 was supposed to contain the replacement door from issue 91.
Yep.
And I know some people started getting it when they were getting 107. It came with the door, and I don't know if I'm going to get the door or not. That's where I started. Well, 107.
I hope so. That's where I was stopped at. So actually, yeah, that was issue 13. Now we have 1 complete seat. And based on the Revell, I believe, and looking ahead at the next week, believe this is actually the passenger side seat. And here, these 2 tabs are going to clip in. These 2 tabs are going to be able to pop loose, and the seat will actually tilt.
Excellent.
Does not do that on the Revell. The Revell is glued solid. This probably would help if I opened the book, huh? So this is trim pieces, interior door handle, 2 more BPO3 screws, but trim pieces for the inside of the door. And just looking at it, I'm actually pretty impressed with the detail, because it has screw heads and they're colored silver. Same with these 2 pieces. I really like that.
So they actually painted them on?
Yes.
Nice.
They're well painted. I mean, I see, just quick glance, I see one of them that might have a little bit of bleed, but not enough to where you'll notice, especially once it's inside the car. Turn this heater down a little bit. It's kind of funny, I have this heater turned off all day. And then when I come over here, I turn it on and it starts cooking me out right away. So I'm not sure if, let's see if I can focus in. I don't know if you can see that keyway right there.
Oh.
On the top.
Oh, yep, there's a little tab.
That keyway is so that you can only put this in one direction here. And that's going to be held on with a BPO3. Only need 1 right now. Matter of fact, there was only 2 in the pack, so the rest of this is probably press fit. So tighten this up. Kind of interested to see how that's going to work, because it's actually crossing over where the plastic is there. But we shall see.
That's the door card?
Yep. I'm looking, it's got, which door is it? No, it's this one. sitting here looking at the pictures going, which door is it? Push the middle of the panel so it sits flush. And there's a tab, both front and the back. I'm just looking to see which one looks like it's, both of them look like they have a slant on them to where they should be able to pop in. Come on. There we go. The back one was not popping all the way down. Come on, get in there. Might have to pry it up in the middle to get it to go down up in the front. Yep. I don't know if you saw it, but what I did was I pried up on the front, on the middle here. It actually bowed, and then that side, the front side popped in. And this, with the notch cut out for the door handle, it's going to come down like so, and it's not causing a problem. Where it might is trying to get this pushed down inside of there. Okay, the back went down. That's in. Might at some point in the future decide to actually glue it down up here. Maybe. Right now I think it's okay. And then same thing here with this one. Although this one is much smaller, so probably not near as flexible as the first two. And if I break any of these tabs off, I'm immediately going to go to CA to fix it, to put it on. Come on. There we go. So it did, didn't it? Did it pop up? I thought it did. Thought the front popped up when I pushed on it. It was in place. So there's the detail on the inner detail. You've got the door handle to open the door. No window crank because the windows slide back and forth.
So that lever is static, right? Because it's keyed, right? It's not part of the mechanism.
Right. If it would be kind of neat, they could probably do it if they wanted to. It entailed a bar that runs back here to pull on the pin. So we go ahead and put that one back.
But really, how would you have done it? Would you reach through the window?
True.
Like how would you have activated it? You know?
Yeah, there's no real reason for it to actually work. And it says to make sure that it's flush with the middle panel, which it is. I mean, you can see a small gap, but you can see the same gap up there. For scale, it is actually really nicely done.
I just love the screws. I think that's great.
Oh yeah, the fact that they painted that detail on there is really awesome. I love that they do that type of stuff in this. So the next pack is the right door trim. Do the exact same thing on the other door. Go ahead and get this loose. Or get the door handle loose. Not just call it this. Only going to need one of these screws. I keep almost cutting myself because I'm trying not to get down on the towel and cut the towel. Put that one in there. So let me flip it over. It's the exact same, just the other side. So now that's a little bit interesting. These door handles actually are side specific.
Are they
Because
marked?
if you see, pardon?
Are they marked?
No, if you see where the keyway is?
Yeah.
On this side? On the other side, it was straight back. I mean, it points, it's in the same exact spot, but the other side, the keyway was in a different location. Kind of odd that they would do that, though, because if they didn't, they could have a single mold for the door handle. Get back in there. Tighten this screw down. Every time I bend one of these panels or I tighten the screw down or something, I'm always like, I've not broken anything serious yet. I know it's going to happen sometime. I like how loose that door is. That one falls really easily. So let me do this again, same way as I did last time. I'm doing the front first. Okay, maybe I'll do the back first. Let me move the bumper. Maybe I can keep it in camera as I bend it a little bit. Maybe. Try it the opposite direction because it's not wanting to go. Okay, you can see I've got my finger under there, and that's when it popped in place. So I actually had to bend this panel to get it to fit all the way. Slide it in here. And the top panel here went in a little bit easier. The bottom panel, it's going to be a pain because it's so small and I can't really bend it. And I just realized something. It's been too long since I actually was in one of these vans like this. Get this pushed in. Okay. I'm not sure what, but there's going to be a detail part right there. See those two holes?
What is that for?
Some sort of, don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a detail part at some point that goes in, fills those two holes. It's got the same on the other side.
Maybe like a footrest, something that, I don't know. The handle is so far forward on that door, the leverage would be terrible. I wonder if you're supposed to use your foot to push those doors open.
No, actually, those doors pushed pretty well. You got to remember, this is not a spring-loaded door like we're used to today. Because those are the hinges for the door.
Well, back then, the doors probably didn't weigh anything either.
Yeah, well, and there's no spring mechanism in here or anything else. I don't remember if you could take the doors off, but I think it's probably very much like a Jeep where, on like some of the Jeeps where it's just pins that are in here, or that are in there. So you just lift the doors off.
Eric says you should paint a bloody handprint smearing down the center of the door.
I'll get right. No, I don't think so, Eric. I don't think so. Unless it's your bloody hand.
You get right on that. Oh, I'm sure he'd come over and put blood all over your model.
No, I was thinking he could cut off his hand, put it in the bag, and send it to me.
Oh.
Well, if we're going to have a bloody handprint.
Well, to be honest, they'd probably give him a bionic one at this point, so.
Yeah, probably. So another seat part, and this is, again, a seat back. And it's actually not, it didn't come pre-assembled. It came upside down. Because the curve right here would not fit ever that way. And it's, again, it's one of those things of, look, you have pretty parts. That's a dare, Eric. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Gilly, you tell him.
It says, keep the parts included in this issue in a safe place until ready for use in the next issue. You know, so some people complain. I don't mind it. And if they wanted to give us more to do, they could have not installed this plastic piece, but then something would have gone wrong in it on half of them, and people would be complaining about that. I only mention this because I know that there are some people that have complained in their videos about not enough to do in these stages.
Sounds like you're talking about the Iron Man.
The Iron Man, I'm talking, I've seen actual videos of this build where people have complained because there's very little to do in some of the stages. But that's the hazards of doing the part works like we do. So here, if you look, this one actually has a little bit to do because 3 of the corners are down and the rubber is down inside on the 4th corner. I'm looking for a flathead because I'm not going to use a knife on this. I should probably point out to Eric that I was being facetious. I would hate to have his hand show up in my door, in my mail.
It's very 7 of you.
Yes, I recognize that movie reference. Eric probably doesn't. So now that's down in there. I mean, if you get really close, you can see a little bit on the plastic. I mean, didn't even see that with my naked eye. But at the same time, this is going to be right up against the wall of the front of the cab. Issue 17. We're not even going to make 45 minutes tonight, Todd.
No?
Nope. Issue 17 is well, I could put the screws in really slow.
Quarter turn at a time, tell a life story. Quarter turn, tell a life story.
Exactly. But like I said, I have looked through next week. Next week's actually got a lot more going on. Actually got floor parts and stuff like that. Actually, let me dump out.
See, Gordon did make it. Now he can tell you. You can ask him.
What was it? I forgot.
You were asking about those holes at the front of the door. You said he would know.
Did I say
for
Gordon
a detail part?
No, it was something else. I don't think it was the holes piece. I don't think Gordon's building this. You only just got notification of the extreme. Wow. I posted it everywhere, Gordon. I mean, dozen places probably. I don't think he'll know what these are. He might though. Do you know what those holes are for, Gordon? I was thinking more Mark would know. From Mark's Mods.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you said Gordon.
I may have said Gordon.
I think you did.
I'm a loser that way sometimes. And so I've got, let me double check. I've got 6, of the screws out. It came with 7. And this one's a little bit more to do. So I already did the first step. The second step is to put the bottom seat here in. Again, posts, lugs, and instead of the little brackets that are going to hook in to the floor, this one has a peg and a lug with a screw hole in it. I'm just looking. Those are BPO3s. That's very interesting because these are all BPO3 screws. Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself a little bit. And that part is metal, but it's got the BPO3s going into it. At least I think it's metal. I'm going to treat it like it's metal. I'm going to put the screws in oil. If I can get them to even start. There we go.
Gilly says, put your name inside the seat so when you go and she sells your stuff, some kids will take it apart and see your name in it later on.
Actually, I don't know that my wife would ever sell my stuff. We've talked, and she's got collectibles as well. She's got her Disney Village, and if she goes before I do, the Disney Village, I may offer parts of it up to the kids, but it will probably stay there.
Gordon says, on some of the campers I've seen in the UK, they have some sort of leather strap there to stop the doors from flying open and back on themselves. That would make sense.
That actually makes sense.
Yep. We'll find out soon.
I just looked up. I saw the chat over top of where I was building. Come on, where are you at? Oh, I'm a dork. I'm about to try and put 6 screws into 4 holes. Not going to work very well.
You can try.
Like I said, it won't work very well. And it's kind of funny. It's interesting because the period of the seats versus the, like we were talking about the DeLorean earlier, where you had the foam and everything. Mm-hmm. There's no foam in here, just a plastic insert, and you can feel it. It's as if it was an older style of seat, and you've just got the springs in there. So let me bring over Earl. You know Earl, don't you?
Earl?
Earl.
No.
Oil.
Who's Earl? Oh.
Oil. I'm being silly, Todd.
Okay. You're going to start talking like Eric?
Yep. Start with that accent.
Oral.
I'm going to start parking the car in the yard where the snow is. Talking about how it's 9 degrees outside.
Well, he might be freezing up there.
So you're saying that's why he talks the way he does?
Maybe his tongue is glued to the top of his mouth.
That's a possibility. So let me make sure these are tight, but not too tight. Surprised they actually didn't give us some grease for this, because if I'm not mistaken, Actually, it doesn't. It looks like it should be able to move. Screw backrest. Nope. It looks like it should be able to move, but on the other hand, in actuality, because of where the spare tire is, this seat will have to tilt forward because the spare tire goes right here.
Yeah, there's a guy at work that loves these camper vans, and I was looking at the web page for this build, and it shows the front seats lean forward to get to the spare tire.
Yeah. Well, if you go on the DeAgostini, or not really on the DeAgostini site, I was going to say if you go on the DeAgostini site, you can download them. You actually have to search for build the T1 Samba van, and they actually have out there the full build books when it came out in 12 packs or 10 packs, so that you can. I've actually got all of it.
I think he's talking about Eric.
I think so too. I think that's awesome.
Super glue with his teeth.
The only problem is he was opening the super glue bottle with his teeth, and the top wasn't on.
Oh, that would not be good.
Well, that's why he's got why he talks the way he does. So at this point, we are. What was it? That was stage 14, no, 17, I think. Let me go. Yeah. 17 stages in, and got quite a bit of the van. You got Eric agrees. See? Got two full doors, got the front, the iconic, and I agree, that is an iconic piece there. The iconic front end of the van with the bug eyes. And I think, oh yeah, that's going to be cool. If you look here and here,
yeah,
those
the
two
visors?
spots up there. No, right, no, these?
Yeah.
Those are going to be hinges.
Oh, that's right. Those front windows did open, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That's going to be really kind of cool. So, like I said, short show tonight, only 40 minutes, but a lot done. And like I said, I've been looking at the stages that are coming. And where did I put that? Where's the clicker? You're supposed to say it's over there, Todd.
It's over there, Todd.
But, yeah, exactly. But I've been looking at the stages that are coming, and it's going to start getting more complicated. I was joking about out of the 5 stages for next week, 2 of them, one of them has, here's the parts, here's a part, look at it, isn't it pretty? And then the next one says, oh, it's goofy. Yes, indeed it is. But the next stage says, put that part in and this part that you just got. Next week, we start on the seats. That's it. That's all you get. You want your money back? Well, we'll be here on Friday as well, Eric. And the Route Master, I'll tell you right now, Monday, I didn't even finish a full stage, and it took an hour and a half.
You're gonna get to stages like that. There was the DB5.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of partworks where here's some parts, hang on to them for the next stage. Everybody's guilty of it.
Oh yeah. Well, if you look at this point, having looked forward, these store them, bumper store, front end, both doors, and the boot cover. All of it is gonna, or not the boot. That's the I forget what it's called. That's what we were gonna ask Gordon.
Yes. Oh, about boots. Is it called a bonnet if it's at the back of the car?
Yes.
Is it always called a bonnet above the engine and a boot above the trunk, where like the luggage goes, no matter where it is on the car? Is it always called a bonnet, or is it a bonnet in the front and a boot in the back, regardless? Clarify this for us, Gordon.
Please, Gordon. But while we're waiting, as I was saying, all of this all the parts except for these 2 seats will get put away for the next 2 weeks minimum, probably a lot longer, because we start working on the floor in the next issues. And I want to say, I haven't looked beyond stage, what is it, 22, but I know the spare tire is going to be coming soon, because neither of these can be the spare, because they have the front end on. And by the way, Eric, you can have all the money you paid for this stream back.
That's right. Eric, I'll give you my whole salary from HTM. The whole thing.
For a year.
Yeah, for a year.
Gordon, are you still here?
He's still here.
Will I be continuing the... No. Short answer, no. I will be continuing the Ghostbuster car, but the Enterprise is... I'll mention it again. I've mentioned it like every stream for the last 6 weeks, and I don't keep meaning to push it at people. The Enterprise is up for sale. It's on Facebook. It's on, you know, if you watch the stream, message me. Right now it's for $400, and that's including shipping stateside, because I don't know what the shipping overseas or to GILLY would be, because I know Canada is extremely expensive.
I'll give you my whole HTM salary for a year to pay for it, and then you can send it to Eric so he doesn't finish it either. Yeah.
When am I doing a tank? Well, you know, funny thing about tanks, the first tank I ever did, somebody else has not finished it either. When am I doing a Bismarck? Soon. I'm not sure how soon. I'm thinking what's coming up sooner than the Bismarck is going to be an Eagle 1. Maybe a cargo Eagle, because I have 4 Eagles combined. I need to get an Eagle 2 sometime. So just because Gordon does not appear to be...
Gordon left us, or he's typing a novel.
Yes. This is true. So just because, which is the bonnet? In British English, the metal cover over the engine of a car is called a bonnet.
Okay. So it doesn't matter where it is on the car. It's always the engine lid.
Yep.
Now we know.
That's what it sounds like. Todd, what are you doing? A model jet.
If you saw the pictures I put in Discord, you would know that I'm a ways away from getting back to the Blackbird. So.
So I'm going to call it, Todd.
Okay.
I mean, we've got parts put together. Right now, we're just killing time. Wife's making dinner, so I'm going to go help her make dinner, and we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I forget what the rest of it is. I'm posting it. All the announcements that I do have now got Eastern, Central, what is it? Greenwich Mean Time and Eastern Australian Daylight Time on them, just because that way we've got so many people that watch all of the streams that they can then see when it is, you know, they don't have to do a whole lot of conversion. Like I said, we've got Friday, we've got Sunday stream. Next Monday I'll be doing the Route Master again. And come on over to the HTM on Facebook. Let me just pull it up to see if anything has changed in the last hour and a half or so.
Say thanks, Gilly.
Yes, thank you, Gilly. Yes, come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook and on YouTube as well. On Facebook, we are now up to 336 members, and we are going strong. We keep getting 5 to 10 members at least a day, which I think is really awesome. We're finally starting to pick up. And, you know, from there, you can come over and join the Discord. If you come to the Discord, we post links on Friday and Sunday to be able to join our live shows. You know, so we're here, we're having a good time, and we're building models. So with that, I want to say like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you next time.